we are, years of ears, Brad and Tiffany. You know, we've made several videos this year. We're really happy with the videos that we've made and the format that we make videos in with our travels and with our time in Disney.
Trips to the park.
Yeah.
Yep, that's been our videos. We're very comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Yep, and we enjoyed it, but that's not an option.
Yeah, circumstance is presenting that home vlog is an option, and we're excited to do it. I mean, we have a lot to talk about that we can talk about within this format. I mean, we have a lot of backlog video, backlog vlogs. I mean, we are not the fastest at editing, and we are still learning that craft. So we have a lot left, and before we even started to post, for months and months and months we were shooting content, so we could even use that. But
and we even have old footage from when our kids were little that we could post up on there as well.
But right now, we feel like it's best to share and to reach out and to communicate right now, this time. It's important to be current, we suppose, or we're feeling that.
Yeah, we're feeling that, and a lot of our videos were getting more and more current, and we liked getting that, providing that, we did Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I can't talk. You know, that was a great day, and it was, you know, the day, and we got that video up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we felt good
and you know, some very current things like our Rise of the Resistance video, and obviously the recent video had to do with Flower and Garden. We had done the art festival, so just really current things, and it was nice to get those up and fun.
And we still have Spike the Bee and other Flower and Garden content. Our last 2 nights at Disney, our last night at Epcot, our last time at Animal Kingdom, we popped in to do Everest and had a great day at Hollywood Studios on Mickey and Minnie the last time. And I mean, all that's coming up, but
so stay tuned, and we want to keep posting those videos in the parks, but we also thought we'd sit down and talk to you and share you know, how we're doing and how we're feeling, and keeping the Disney magic alive in our life.
Every day.
We do every day. Disney Plus makes it nice, right?
Yeah, and of course Instagram and the community makes it so easy.
We love all the people on Instagram and YouTube and interacting with everyone.
Yeah.
And so I notice when I'm on Instagram talking to people or commenting on photos that it really takes me out of the world right now. And
for sure, it's a great escapism. I'm glad that we still have it.
Yeah.
That everyone can enjoy that.
Yeah, and well, I would say I wouldn't call it escapism though, because these are real people with real accounts and real lives, but just a common love. And
that is true, because we are all sharing the reality.
Yeah.
We are all in the virus. We are all in stay-at-home mode. So, I mean, it's not that you escape it. You still I suppose it's the element that allows us to continue to appreciate humanity in the community.
It's normally there's time periods that are not busy on Instagram, but right now people are on there all the time. If you like something or comment or follow someone new or try and communicate with someone, it's pretty instantaneous. And I love that right now.
Living up to its name.
Fun.
It's instant.
Well, before I'd have to wait for there would be the lunchtime crowd and then the after work crowd.
Sure.
And maybe the early morning crowd too. There was these 3 time periods. The evenings, you know, there's lots going on, but now people are on there all the time. You can tell. So that's really fun, and it's good. I mean, it's fun to interact with people. It's the same, you know, if we go outside for a walk here, you know, there's people walking all times of day, and of course keep our distance.
And
But it's
course.
nice. It's nice to like see everyone and
Yeah.
talk
But
to
people are
everybody.
waving more. People are saying hello more. Like, people being in their situation and like being in their stay at home situation, like they are. Like, I think people are enjoying the little exposure that they have to others and taking advantage of it. I've really enjoyed the interactions at a distance with people. Like, people are feeling more connected and more concerned for one another, and I think that's wonderful.
And having conversations, like keeping you can talk 6 feet away.
Absolutely.
And that's not a problem.
Yeah.
And I
And
try to stop
fair.
and talk to people if they want to talk to me, because I know some people are very social and being cooped up is hard on them, and so if they could just get a conversation in, it lightens their situation better. So my getting outside and being outside is taking longer because I end up talking to people a little bit, but that's good.
Yeah. So I think being at home, like, we're doing very well, like, with being at home. I mean, how are you doing, though, not being at Disney?
That's hard. I mean, I think there's harder things, obviously, in life. And I'm going to say that Disney's the most important thing, and I miss it so much, and nothing else really matters. That's not the feeling.
Course.
But it's more, we moved here a year and a half ago because we love Disney, and
it took
we
us
also
4 years to do that.
Yeah. Well, like just prepping our house, getting our house ready,
sold a
selling
home.
our house, all that stuff. It took a while. We had been there for a very long time. 11 years we were in our last home, and our children primarily were raised there. So it took a lot to prepare ourselves and to come down here. And the main reason was because we wanted to be in Florida. We wanted to be able to go to Disney as much as we wanted to, and
Beaches,
we
of
also
course.
wanted to go to the beach. And so outside of our love for the weather and it being warm in March and things like that, which we love and is helping the situation so much, the 2 reasons we moved down here are eliminated. As of right now, you can't go to the beach, and you cannot go to Disney. I'm not sure how long the beach thing will last, just because if they're allowing us to kind of go for walks or get out and things, like they might let people go back to the beach after all this spring break thing is over, but we hadn't planned to go at all during that time period, because you just don't. But
we have a timeshare next month in Fort Lauderdale that we do every year that
in
we're thinking. I mean, it probably looks like no.
Well, as long as the beach is closed, there's really no point to go down there. I don't want to.
They do have a great game room.
I don't want to sit in there if things aren't stabilized anyway. There's no point. But yeah, luckily at the beginning of January we did go and stay in Deerfield, so we got to be by the beach then.
Okay, yeah.
So that was really nice. So we have had our beach experience this year so far.
Yeah.
But Disney, on the other hand, that was a big thing of moving down here, and we have just gotten our momentum of doing these vlogs, and it took us a while to be comfortable and ready to share with everyone, and we were catching our stride and having a lot of fun and fitting it into our lives, because we have jobs, we have all these things going on in our life, so we were finding ways to make it work and making the editing work and all that stuff. And so then it was just like, shh, no more. And that was kind of hard in a different way, I guess, because it's the situation's understandable. It's just that we had caught a momentum, and then it was kind of no.
I think emotionally, as soon as we got the announcement, we really kind of focused that weekend on taking the parks in, on doing them, getting everything in.
We did.
And I think honestly, while we're doing well in life, I think we are very sad about the situation with Disney. And we did, we are hoping for its quick return because honestly, we have put a lot into being down here for Disney World,
We
so
have.
we really.
So we're hoping for the best.
Yeah.
We're hoping for the best for all the parks. I mean, people have, maybe I haven't heard people talk as much about like some of their dreams and hopes, but like I've wanted to go to the Asia parks for a really long time, and
believe it or not, she's been to Disneyland. I have never
yeah.
been to Disneyland. I've never been to Walt's Park. Like,
Right.
I mean, honestly, that's one of the things that all of these like low flight tickets right now, I'm like, wow, let's just book some flights, like,
You can't
and just like
really
gamble on whether or not it's gonna be open in time. Because wow, what a great time to try to book things and plan things, just hoping that everything will be stabilized. So
yeah, but it's hard to even think about, or you just can't even think about what's going to happen with travel and things like that in the near future, or so just hoping that this can all stabilize, that the world can get healthy, that they can find a way of like a vaccine for it, the virus, and that people can be protected, so that we can have some sense of normality again. I think we all hope for that, but right now, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened in the history of, I was very close with my grandmother, who she passed away when she was 99, and if she was still alive, she would tell me nothing like this has happened ever in her lifetime.
Yeah. Certainly with the ability to mobilize, communicate, and to have action taken, it just has created a situation that everyone is in action. Like,
yeah.
So.
It's different. It's very different. And I think we all are dealing with that on different emotional levels. Totally. I think people are trying to be really positive, and maybe some people really aren't or can't, but I feel like most people have been so great about the situation. And
I was saying just this morning that I wake up, honestly, every morning for a second, and I'm like, oh wow, all of that was a bad dream. And then like 30 seconds later, I'm like, oh my gosh, it is still happening. That is life, And I mean, I come around to it really quick, but there's so much hope in me. And I think that's actually like good hope. There's so much hope in me that it's not always going to be this way, or that it isn't this way. And so maybe that's a good thing. But for like about 30 seconds, I feel like it was a dream. And then I remember we're in it. We're in it.
Yeah. And for us personally, Brad's worked from home for many, many years.
This is so true. I mean, our entire marriage.
Yeah. And I've been at home. We work together. We were used to that kind of situation. And the same with our kids. And so it hasn't I wouldn't say it's changed our lifestyle. Like literally the big thing that we don't do as much as go to Disney.
And that really actually makes it that much more aware. I mean, we're so aware of it because we are home people. We work at home, we live at home, we enjoy being at home.
Right.
And Disney was where we weren't at home. So
right. Is difficult, but at the same time there's a lot about our life that's very similar. And so sometimes to me it doesn't feel like anything's really changed. So it's kind of interesting because it's a very dramatic reality, but
a waiting game.
Yeah. And so one of the things I'm super grateful for is the place that we bought has all these windows that open up and we onto this like lagoon, and we can see like palm trees and all sorts of, it's very tropical and beautiful. There's all sorts of trees and butterflies and like robins, like just birds and all these things to see. And I'm so grateful for that every day, because it just makes me feel like I'm outside even though I'm not outside. And so there's a lot of good to that. I think I like being outside quite a bit. So maybe for me it's just a little bit harder. I know I think last week I heard they might be closing like the parks, like
like community parks.
Community parks.
Yeah, but I think that's actually totally different now. I believe that they're going to have all the national parks open. They are free, and they're going to hand out information on maintaining social distancing in our national parks.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, with being home, I mean, we didn't always live by the parks. We lived in the Midwest.
Yes.
I mean, part of our life, obviously, and our love of Disney before was living away from the parks and living the Disney life, like so many of you, away from parks, like having the Disney life in your life. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us to find even more opportunities. We have time to fill with Disney. We got Disney time to fill.
Yes.
You know? So,
and like future planning too, you know, what do you do when after you finish your Disney trip, you plan for your next trip?
well, and even, I mean, this is somewhat personal, but tonight we were just in the kitchen. We were making dinner.
Yeah.
And we made all of our plans for a night at Epcot. We said what fast passes we're going to do, and we even like switched it up. We did a little bit different because the crowd sizes were going to be so low. We did Frozen, and then we did
Living with the Land.
And then because we hadn't done Test Track yet since it reopened, we did Test Track. So.
Right, Test Track. Probably single rider.
No, we got the Fast Pass for it. That's what we were doing.
You think we got the Fast Pass?
Yes, because the crowds are low.
Yeah.
Like, people are scared, even though the parks are open and Disney's like...
Yeah, I've been checking the app though. People are making Fast Passes.
Are they still?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that, like, go check and see, like, what Fast Passes can we get. And
But we still made a fantasy night. We were going to be at Epcot tonight.
What was the food we were going to get? Do you remember?
Did I say anything? I don't know.
I can't remember. And just eat all that fun flower and garden food.
Probably, I mean, if
we were going to try the fruit sheet.
Oh, yes.
You think I need to try the fruit sheet.
Yeah. Well, I said that Miles and I would eat it and tell you what we think of it and tell you whether or not you should try it, but we wouldn't make you eat it.
I can eat it.
Yeah.
I like lots of different foods.
Of course.
I'm sure I would be fine with it. It just...
Yeah, they made it
I
for
want
you.
real sushi.
I mean, it is made for you. That's the only reason that...
It's made for me.
It is.
Why me?
For real, whenever we were first together, I mean, sushi was one of the most important things, like in our early dating. I mean, we went out to sushi 3 times. Honestly, the first time, you truly like taught it to me. You know, it was wonderful. And the environment on like Halsted, or I guess it was Clark Street in Chicago, it was perfect. You know, so sushi is very important to us, like on an emotional level. So that's why you have to have frushi. We have like a couple of projects that we want to do. Like up here, we have like this wall that's kind of, or this portion by the ceiling that's kind of hidden from the rest of the house, like if you were to look into our home. But if you were standing over here and looking out, it's just this perfect place to walk. And we want to put supercalifragilisticexpialidocious across the whole wall there.
Yeah, so, it would look nice.
Yeah.
Especially if it has the right font.
Yeah. And then you also really enjoyed a painting at the Festival of the Arts.
Right.
And I mean, We could.
It's like $5,000.
No, it was only 500, I think.
No, it was 5,000. I know. I've seen it 2 years in a row.
Okay. Well, maybe that's why I made the decision. But anyway, so we want to make along our dining room wall here. We have a very long space of wall in our dining room, and we want to do a Steamboat Willie piece on like plywood, like cut out in shapes. It's just going to be layered and really nice. So that's one of the projects that we want to do.
We're hoping to do
as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it would be fun.
So we're going to keep posting our content, our backlog of what we have, but we just wanted to take a second to get in front of the camera and be current and say hello. So.
And we hope you're all doing good out there.
For real.
Too. I know it's a hard time, not just because of coronavirus or COVID-19, but also because of jobs, and that's a huge stressor right now.
Yeah.
And
it seems like there's a lot of plans in place, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I know, but even you know, lots of people are being laid off, and I did hear today like that one of the reasons to like lay off people from restaurants and things like that is to actually so they can get unemployment, because if they just keep them on and don't pay them, or they, especially restaurants where sometimes you just make your
that is a lot of the reason the decision's been being made, but with the new bill, they are going to encourage people to pay them. There's actually provisions in it where they have to pay their employees in order to receive money, or they can take out loans, but they don't have to pay them back as long as they're using the loan to pay employees during that time. It's so complicated, but it seems like there's a lot of provisions in place. We're pretty new at this, but we would love to hear from you. We do like answer our comments, and we do appreciate every single one of you. I mean, we have obviously, you know, a fledgling channel here, and every single one of your views like matter to us and are so encouraging, and your comments really.
We'd love to hear from you. And you know, what you guys think and
how you're doing
for sure. And also if there's any kind of, I mean, we have a lot of content still to put out there, and what you guys enjoy.
Of course, what you'd like to see. I mean, there's, you know, I mean, we're open, you know, to concepts of in-home content while we're waiting for the parks to reopen. So, I mean, we have lots of ideas, though, but we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, there's some exciting things coming up, too, with, like, Disney Plus. There's
oh, my goodness. Onward, April 3rd.
Onward, yeah. Why did I say Guardians?
Because you're obsessed with Guardians of the Galaxy.
I am. Well, Onward, we didn't get to see it in the theater, so we're kind of waiting to do that when it comes out on Disney Plus. And
I've even thinking, I've been thinking about doing a little basic like D&D game, like Disney themed or Onward themed. Like,
it'll be fun.
Might be fun to do that. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
So there's lots coming up. So we'd love to hear your ideas too.
So like, comment, subscribe, and thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. We're so grateful, and we've been having lots of fun, and we want to keep having fun, and
we're going to keep living the best Disney life,
yes,
even in safety at home. So until next time, thank you. Keep living your best Disney life.
Yes.